Hi, I'm Lisa. Welcome to my channel. This is my random recipes. These are the desserts. I'm currently working my way through the cakes. Today's cake is German chocolate cake. This is a popular type of cake. First of all, it's chocolate, and second, people just really seem to like German chocolate cake. Today's recipe is not exactly from scratch. It uses a box. The part of it that is from scratch is the frosting. This should be fairly easy. Frosting is coconut pecan frosting, which is traditional with German chocolate cake. I have never made this particular cake before. I have never eaten this particular cake before, at least as far as I know. It looks pretty straightforward. It looks pretty promising. None of it looks terribly difficult. Let's get to work and let's make a cake. So this is a cake mix. This is one white cake mix. To that, we're going to add a 3.9 ounce package of instant chocolate pudding mix. Then we want 2 cups of milk, 1.5 cups of oil, and 3 egg yolks. No, egg whites, excuse me. When I do eggs, I want them separated. I use 3 containers, break them one at a time into my little bowl, and that way, and I separate them by hand. And that way, if one of them is bad or the yolk breaks, I'm not going to mess up the whole recipe. Uh-oh, see, it broke. Well, we're going to add that to this, and that is exactly why you want to do them one at a time. There we go. Better. So there's our third one. Our egg yolks are going to get used in the frosting, so we'll set those aside for a moment. I'm going to use the old electric mixer. Now I'm going to separate my cake mix into 2 9-inch cake pans. I went totally old school on my cake pans. This is not only wax paper, but is also shortening. Instead of using pan spray and or parchment, I went with what my mom used to use, and that's what they used before parchment paper was readily available in stores. That's what I'm using. It's worked just fine for years and years. So let's get this guy in here and try to make it as even as possible. So these are going to go into a 350-degree oven, and they're going to be in there for about 29 to 33 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and pause my camera, put these in the oven, and I will be back. All right, so I have moved over to the stove. We're going to make the frosting. We're starting off with our eggs. So we have 2 egg yolks and 1 whole egg because we broke one of our yolks on the other part of the recipe. So we need our yolks, and then we're going to add to that 1 cup of sugar. And this also has 1/2 cup of butter, so 1 full stick. It also says to add my milk, so we have a cup of evaporated milk. I may need a bigger pan. Sometimes you just have to pivot. Butter might take a minute or 2. Butter is beginning to melt. Smidgen warmer. So our butter's almost melted. Once it does completely melt, we want to bring this to a boil, and it's going to boil for 1/2 of a minute. The butter has melted. I'm going to turn this up a bit more. I want to be careful. I don't want it to scorch, but I do want it to get to a boil. Yep, we're boiling. Ouch. Splattered. There's 30 seconds. Let's go ahead and take it off. Now we're supposed to stir in our coconut and our pecans. It smells good. I'll move over here. Turn this down so you can see. All right, so we're just going to combine these. All right, so this is going to cool while our cake bakes and cools. This will be our frosting. So I'm going to set this aside, and then I'm going to turn my camera off, and we will come back. It's time to assemble the cake. So the cake is fully baked, the frosting is made, everything has cooled down. I let everything cool completely, so I don't, well, this frosting is still kind of warm, but it's not bad. So we're going to assemble this guy. I'm going to turn this down so you can see. Well, it's kind of a pale color, but then it was a white cake, so that would probably be why. Let's see if I can scoot this over a little bit. Okay, that's good. And we need our frosting. Nice and thick. A good consistency. Okay, so there's the first layer. I'm going to add our second layer. Careful, careful. There we go. A little bit of it's stuck, but we should be okay. Oh, you know what I was going to do too is I was going to put toothpicks in my cake. I have to do them at an angle so that the cake won't slide. Okay, that works. I'm going to try and use most, if not all of it up. I'm going to be a little generous on the frosting. Okay, that looks good. Alrighty. Nice big knife. Okay, so look at that. Here's my finished product. It looks better from that side. My frosting's still a little bit warm. It's kind of melting down. Whoops, almost dropped that. The frosting kind of reminds me of the soft part of a pecan pie. Get a little more of the cake this time. It's a very moist cake. It's not exactly an intense chocolate flavor, but it's definitely chocolatey. Well, to be completely honest with you, I'm not really the huge fan of coconut. I mean, it's okay. I like the flavor of it, but I don't like how it gets stuck between my teeth, so it's kind of annoying. I have an older brother, and he would request German chocolate cake for his birthday almost every year. He may have actually really liked German chocolate cake, or maybe he was just asking for it because he knew it wasn't my favorite. I don't know if he did that to ensure he would get more cake, or just to do it just because he knew I didn't like it that well. Next time I will be making another German chocolate cake, except the next one will be from scratch. Normally when I have two recipes that are for the same food, I try to make them at the same time so I can do a taste test comparison between them, side by side. But two full-size cakes at the same time would be an awful lot of cake. For this occasion, it just made sense to make two different cakes. Come back next time and we can see if there's a difference between box cake and from scratch. I will include the ingredients and the preparation for the German chocolate cake in the description below. If you have any questions for me or other feedback, please feel free to reach out to me in the comments. I really do love hearing from you. If you do try this cake, please drop an emoji into the comments to let me know what you think. Good, bad, or Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. It really helps my channel to continue to grow. Thank you for joining me on my journey through the desserts and through the cakes. I do have a few more photos to share with you from my vacation. I will include those at the end of the video. I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye. These photos were from the train on my way home. By this time in the trip, I was ready to be home. I wanted a bath, I was missing my critters. I'd been hearing reports from the pet sitter that Cookie was being destructive while I was gone. No doubt she was suffering from separation anxiety. Now I was feeling a little bit guilty for having left her. So at this point in the trip, I was feeling bittersweet. Sad the trip was ending, but ready to be home. I'll see you again next time. Bye.